I can't hear shit. Mm.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm here.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you fine.
Okay, perfect.
We got a few minutes. I just popped in early because I saw it open up.
Yeah, so did I.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you all for coming. We're going to wait a little bit longer. I know some of you are early. Thank you for being here early. So we're going to wait a few minutes to let some more people matriculate in, then we will get started. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello. How are you doing today?
Good.
Yes. Good. I'm in the store, but I'm about to walk out of here in 1 minute so I can.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Chase.
Hello, Mr. Face.
All right, hope everyone is doing well. Let's see.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So we still have a few more people that are matriculating in. And for some odd reason, the waiting room option is on. So I have to check it like every 2 seconds, but nonetheless, we are going to go ahead and get started. At this point, I'm going to mute everyone so we don't have any background noise. I'll say my spiel for a little bit, then I'll go into the phases of the meeting. So at this point, I'm just going to mute everyone. All right. So again, first and foremost, thank you for showing up tonight. I know that one of the biggest issues that was presented to me was being able to meet at different times throughout the week and not having one set meeting. I know everyone's schedule is, not the same. And obviously we're not going to be able to appease everybody, but we are going to address the different time slots that we're going to have following the holidays that myself and the leadership team came up with. And I don't know where I put that information, but I know it's on Saturday and Sunday. But nonetheless, I want to thank you all for coming in tonight. I feel great. Thank you all for those of you that prayed for me this year. This entire year has been a whirlwind. Just a lot of different personal things going on, but nonetheless, it was brought to my attention that hair shipment shouldn't die and that it should be something that should continue. And I agree, because hair shipment is not about me. It is about the collective. And when we embarked upon this, it was about doing this in a community way, right? So it was never about one person or one journey. It was really about us unifying and understanding the moment and the task that we have at hand and how we could do this if we worked as one unit. And we kind of owe it to our elders and our ancestors to do it because they paved the way for us. So, previously, the only thing that was holding us back was access. Now that we have the access, we really don't have an excuse, to be honest with you. All right. But nonetheless, speaking of excuses, that allows me to segue. A few weeks ago, there were a few meetings where it was just amongst you all. I wasn't there, and you all got a chance to just speak your mind on good, bad, the ugly of hair shipment, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see changed, mad at me or whatever the case may be. But I did get a chance to go over majority of the negative, the complaints and things of that nature. And so let me first address those, and then we'll move on into what the future is and what we're looking for. Then I'll introduce the new leadership team of hair shipment, and then what we're looking for in a core team. So let me address most of the critiques, if you will, or complaints in regards to my handling of running hair shipment. So let me also state, with being an entrepreneur, I want you all to know that I take none of these personal, because only a few of you all know me personally. So I don't take anything personal. You know, and most of these I actually do understand. Some I'll push back on a little bit, but I do actually understand. And I have no problem in stating that, you know what, I can be a better business owner. I can be a better leader. I have no problem with admitting that. And I will, and I shall. I think what's also very, very important when it comes to what we're trying to do as a group is that this is a two-way street. So we all can be better in regards to what it is that we're trying to accomplish, which is take back something that we created in the first place, right? So the problem, in my opinion, is that we had a time period of where we got away from that, and we tried to just everyone did like the individual thing, and circumstances happened, and hair shipment kind of fell apart. But I think what can rebirth the idea of what we all agreed upon is, you know what, let me do my part, right? I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to contribute to this movement. And the reason I'm calling this a movement is because this is bigger than any one individual business. All right. Because what we listen, we got to keep the main thing, which is this. We have a great, phenomenal opportunity to not ask, can we have, to take what we deserve, what was ours to begin with. Let me say that again. This is not us asking an entity or asking a government or asking an organization. We don't have to ask. We can just simply do it. All right. But the problem is we're not doing it. You understand it? So this opportunity that we have as a collective, this is not something that is, you know, comes around all the time. Anybody can do. If that was the case, I wouldn't even be in the industry, because it would have been done already. It would need somebody 38 years old to kind of get this thing rolling. It would have been done in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s and the 2010s, but it wasn't done, right? So what I'm saying is, no, we don't have millions of dollars in a marketing budget. No, we don't have all the fancy toys and the fancy commercials and the fancy this and fancy that, but we don't need that stuff. The only thing we need is each other, because the reality of the situation, which it will always be, the only people that's buying this product is us. That's it, right? For the most part. All right. Like if we are the buyers, right? And we have the opportunity to go into the manufacturing part, which is what hair shipment was always about. So being able to keep that money amongst ourselves, that's monumental. Like when you really think about it, yes, it's small now, but hell, a lot of companies started off small. Luster started off small. Annie Monroe in St. Louis started off small. All right. So it's not as if, you know, everyone starts off as these big conglomerates, but I just want to say that first before I address a few things. So number one, thank you all for those that gave their constructive criticism, those that sent in their complaints about what they wanted to see different. I appreciate that. Again, I'm not taking it personal. Some of those things I knew. I was just going through some stuff, but I'm here in regards to leading hair shipment. The reason I don't mind the criticism is because it lets me know directly what I need to do for you. So that's why I don't take it personal. All right. Regardless if it's mean spirited or not, I never take it personal, because I work at the behest of you. And then I'm also going to address that a little bit as well. But I want to make sure that I'm giving you everything that I can possibly that makes sense for you to be successful. So with that being said, let's address a few of your critiques. And like I said, we'll move forward in the rest of the meeting. So number one was being able to have multiple meetings, not just one. In the past, we would have a Q&A Mondays at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 meetings a week. We're going to have Wednesday at 8 p.m. We're going to have Saturday and Sunday as well. I misplaced the times. So I'm sorry about that. I have to send that out to you guys, but we're not going to start those Saturday and Sunday meetings until after July 4th. All right, because I don't want to mess up anybody's weekend. I know it. Come on now. We know how Black people roll. Let's not act like y'all about to do a meeting for some hair during the 4th of July. No, I'm not coming. We can set it, but I ain't going to be there. I'm telling you that. So we know how our people roll. Let's not act like that. So we'll start those 3 different meetings after the 4th. So again, it'd be Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. All right. And you can jump in where you fit in. They will be recorded. So, for those of you that say, oh, none of that works for me, no problem. You can still get the recorded version. So that's what we're going to do moving forward. Let me also explain, I'm not going to be at most of those meetings. It will be the new leadership team that is running those meetings. All right. And feel free to, this is the new leadership team. All right. So say whatever it is that you want to say on your mind. And I'm sure it'll get back to me and whatever it is. And not even saying that it has to be negative, like a complaint, but even if you have an idea, whatever the case may be, those would be presented to the leadership team. And then I will meet with the leadership team weekly to go over everything that you all talked about. And then from there, we can funnel everything down on what, direction we want to do things or whatever the case may be. Then we'll kind of figure that out. Number 3, solving the learning curve. So one thing that I think was huge was the most of you all being forthcoming and saying, well, you know what? I don't know this or I don't know that, right? I need this, specific help with, I have the drive, I want to do it, but I don't know how to, work a computer. I don't know how to, whatever the case, whatever that how to is. Now, granted, we cannot be a resource for every single thing. Some of this stuff you're going to have to go and do on your own. However, I think there are a few things that I saw we saw consistency in what most of the complaints were about in regards to the learning curve. Now, keep in mind, with that being said, before I jump into the solution, all of you all still have access to all of the previous marketing courses that came along with the mastermind team membership. All right, now let's also keep it 100. 95% of you all didn't take those courses at all. All right, so again, this is where I push back a little bit. I have a role of who takes the courses. So those courses have a lot of useful and great information that will address some of your learning curve issues, especially when we're talking about marketing, sales, how to get clients, things of that nature. All right. But nonetheless, I know that being able to, and I'm not answering questions right now, but I'll get to them a little bit later. So one thing that was requested was being able to have live classes, right, where you can interact and ask questions and so on and so forth. So what we came up with is addressing several areas. One, I know one of the biggest ones was the website, right? So for those of you that have a website, how to use it properly, things of that nature. Maybe it's just certain things that the recorded classes that's on the website, whatever the case may be. You want to be able to take a website course to learn certain things. So that's something that we can create. Marketing and goal creation. We're going to lean on Pamela and Tasha for that. Guerrilla marketing, AT. Pricing and objections, AT. AT, go ahead and unmute yourself for a second.
All right.
This will actually be a good time for me to introduce AT. He is one of our new leaders on our new leadership team. AT has been extremely inspirational in the rebirth of hair shipment. So I want to give this brother his flowers because trust me, he was extremely instrumental in being able to, I don't want to say convince me, but really get me back on board with the idea of, you know what, we can do this, we should do this, and we shouldn't let this by the wayside. So AT, what I want to do at this point is if you can go a little bit more in depth in regards to the courses, and what I'll do before I hand it off to you when we go into these courses, let me give you all what the structure is for these courses. All right. Now, in order for us to create the course, we want to have at least 15 students registered, or 15 hair bosses, whatever you want to call yourself these days. We want to have a minimum of 15 students in this class because the material has to be created for the class. Let me also be very direct with you, which I'm probably going to be a little bit more softer than AT. But these courses, again, I repeat, these courses will come with a cost. Now, what the final cost is, we do not have at this exact moment because every course is not going to be the same price. That is going to be a one-time price. However, again, the course will only be created if we have 15 registered students for that particular course. So with that being said, AT, I want to hand it off to you. I know one of your specialties is the guerrilla marketing, pricing, and objections part. So if you can just go a little bit more in depth to what these courses will look like, what people can expect, and then what also people can expect from you as being part of the new leadership team.
Thank you, Chase. I appreciate you. I'm glad everybody's on the call. There's a lot of people on the Zoom tonight, and I really appreciate everybody joining. A little bit about me. I'm fortunate to have, as a child, be trained by some of the greatest minds in the United States in the hair and the black hair industry. I grew up, my uncle Roy Williams joined Joe Dudley with Dudley Products and S.B. Fuller, which is the godfather of black business we know out of Chicago. And I had the fortune of growing up under all this wisdom, and many of the black manufacturers, I knew them, met them personally, used to go to Direct Selling Association. And for those you don't know, we sold door to door. We started out door to door with individual products, then went to the barbershops and salons. So I'm one of the few that really know the hair industry core that interacts both with Black America. We had 4 million customers. We had 220 reps in all the major cities. And I was one of the integral parts to go to all of the reps, help manage them. But I was, more importantly, Roy Williams taught me what the meaning of it all is. So when hair shipment, I noticed a few things. Chase is a wonderful person. Thank God he even had insight into this and stretched out. So he can't carry this by himself. I tell him, no man is, old woman is an island. We need a team. And we need many leaders. So don't get offended. I have credentials that in the hair industry, but it doesn't mean anything. We need many, many people, at least a core of 400 people to carry all the major cities, all the major states, organize and do some work. So we got all the complaints. And I tell everybody, Don't you come to us with a complaint without a solution. And if you don't have a solution, say that first, because we don't want just complaining. We want solutions. And I mean good, solid business solutions. And if you don't have the whole picture, we'll give you the full picture so you can give us a solution. I just tell people, if you coming with it, I'm coming with it. You come with the energy, I'm coming with the energy, because we're going to help everybody through everything. We came up with all the things people need. If they need their websites fixed, websites marketed, websites up. If they need to know how to handle the questions and learning curves, we got a solution to all of those situations. The guerrilla marketing part is something that I learned while we were going door to door, or salon to salon, or barbershop to barbershop, however you want to put it, and learn that there are certain things you can do to help learn your business, your curve. And this is what I decided to do. We need to just get a core classes. One, if you need help learning how to do the website. Then some people said, we don't care about that. We just want to pay somebody to do it. Fine, we'll get that. Then some people say, I can't sell a lick. Then fine, I will create a core of people that will sell it for you. Just do a split. Now, we're going to take every excuse out of everybody that ever came up with one. We don't want to hear, I can't get the business up. I don't want to hear none of that. All I want to hear is that we as a team, and I would love us to have thousands of people doing this, but if we get a core of 400 leaders, because it takes about that many to cover all the major cities and states and regions, that can make sure we get $100 a month done a month in volume, $40,000 to start with. Because once we get $40,000 a month, we'll be able to buy the best hair. We'll be able to expand. We'll be able to grow. We'll be able to do some things as a group. And once the momentum starts going exponentially, I can tell y'all something. I've seen this. Lightning strikes only a few times in life. The curl, when Willie Morrow invented the curl, it was big, made a lot of millionaires. Next was, relaxer was before that, made a lot of millionaires. Hair right now is trillions of dollars. It's billions of dollars. It will make a lot of millionaires. So what we need is just a dedicated group of people that just want to do something to make them a living. I don't want people to have websites that don't work and they can't make money and they're paying every month. I don't want people who don't know how to get a learning curve and get by. We want to make sure everybody can get whichever class we need. And yes, there'll be brand new classes. If you are on a computer and want to learn it, then we'll set it up so that a professional will turn around, work with you, turn your screen around, which is a input from a Zoom, and then walk you through it. If you want to have somebody else do it for you, now y'all don't expect this to be free if you want somebody to do it all for you. That's not going to happen. There are some things we'll advise you that if you have some time, you can easily contact the local school in your area and get an intern that needs to earn some credits to help you, because a lot of these kids know the IT stuff. So we're not going to come with junk. We're going to share with you real ideas that work. And we're not going to waste your time, just like we don't want y'all to waste our time or Chase's time. We're going to make sure we concentrate on one thing, making this thing work. We're going to make sure that everybody will make the money. And that's what's important to you. Because once we get the momentum up, y'all, let me tell you something. We know this much. I saw Michael Jordan shoes sold for hundreds of dollars and it was just $30 worth. So I already know branding works. And once the momentum picks up, everybody does it. I see all these women on BET show, Essence Awards, and these kids are buying the hair and they don't get the same effect. They buy hair $200, $300, $400 and it lasts 2 weeks. That's not the way it's supposed to happen, y'all. They're getting sold a bunch of junk. We can correct that. And by the way, y'all, all hair ain't perfect. For those out there that think hair is perfect every time, from everybody, it's not. You can get a lot of high grade when you are the boss. Now, to be the boss, you got to pay the cost. That means whoever has the highest volume gets the best hair. That's just the reality of it. No matter what we say, what you say, if I'm in charge of something and you come to me with $1 million versus a man that's coming to me with $100, yo, which one we gonna listen to first? Which one we gonna get the best to first? That's the way the industry works. Ain't nothing hard about it. We're gonna tell people, if you have a question, why this act like this? We're gonna give you an answer. We're not going to have you out here floating without answers. We're going to make sure you get the answers and make sure you get it done. All the courses we're going to set up, though, will be set up with the proper alignment. We need a certain amount of people and a certain amount of oomph in them so that we don't have anybody sitting there not saying, I can't get this done and not pay for it. Somebody said it best, show me or I'll pay. Bingo. If you can learn it, because some people, I know I deal with people all the time, they can't do some technical stuff. Then we're going to make sure it's there for you. We're going to make sure you can do this. We're going to make sure you can learn how to recruit. And I'm going to tell you this too. If you can't recruit, we'll build systems where there are helpers, people network with us that will show or take over that task. But y'all, they don't do it for free now. I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't doing it for free. But we got expert social media people. We got experts in all of these areas. But y'all know they got to have some compensation to get this done. It's going to help you. You're just going to share. We're going to network with them, and we're going to get it to work. All the other courses, we're going to develop them. So you just be a little bit patient with us, and Chase is going to help us organize the center core. And when we get it up, we're going to have all the courses you need. We had a lot of people on some calls, and they told us what they needed. And we're going to listen to it and get it done. Chase, anything else you want me to touch on?
No, actually, brother, thank you. I wanted to go into a few things that you said. I want to make sure that everyone caught a few things. And since we're having this come to Jesus moment, let me explain to you what AT was talking about in regards to trying to hit $40,000 a month in sales volume. All right. Okay, so let me explain what this looks like from my end, because a lot of you haven't sat on this side of the table yet. So whether or not you all purchase hair, that doesn't eliminate any of hair shipment expenses. So there are still business expenses that have to be paid, whether you decide, and I'm speaking to you as an individual, whether you decide to buy hair or not. Since September, a lot of those expenses have been paid by me personally and not by hair shipment. So you can probably understand the little sour taste I have in my mouth. And then when you add in the fraud and that type of stuff, it adds on, because now, money's being taken out of my family's pocket. All right. Now, the reason why volume is extremely important, especially for anybody that has the skin color of you and I, is because volume is our only leverage. So let me tell you how this game works. The price of hair is very similar to mortgage rates. And what I mean by that is, when you go to qualify for a mortgage, it's based off of what? Your credit score and your income. So you don't qualify for one rate, you qualify for a lot of rates. Now, your leverage is going to be how high your credit score is and how low your debt to income ratio is, right? Same thing with hair. There's no universal price for hair when it comes to purchasing hair from a manufacturer. What helps the negotiations is when you have the volume coming in every single month, and you can show a record of how much hair is being moved. Then you can negotiate, no, I'm not paying $12 for that hair. We're going to pay $4 for that hair. No, I'm not paying $50 for a 26-inch. No, I'm going to pay $30. It's extremely hard to do when you haven't had any volume. You get what I'm saying? So when we have this breakdown as a community and as a company, it trickles all the way down to the very core of the movement. All right. So this is why in the beginning I said it's not about any one particular individual business. All right. Because if we don't have the leverage, then there is no business. There's nothing to be had, because there's nothing that I can say to these Chinese people that's going to make sense when they're going to look at the history, which probably started breaking down September 2021. It's just been through the toilet since. What am I going to say? The ball's in their court. At this point, it's nothing that I can say when it comes to, first of all, pricing And as AT said, quality. Who am I to make any of these demands? Based on what? And I'm just telling you the way that this world works when it comes to this industry. Listen, as nice as they are to me, these people don't love me and they don't love you. But that's not why we're in business. We're not trying to be in love with these people. We're trying to extract what we need so that we can build what we need to build. But that's not going to happen if we're not moving hair. That's just the truth of it. And I cannot bear the burden of trying to continue to carry this company out of my own pocket and out of my own savings. I'm not gonna. That's why I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. And I don't think it's fair to even be asked to do something like that. And so this is why I put it out there a month ago for you all to meet amongst yourselves to see, what do you feel about hair shipment? Do you want to save it? Because it's not about me. Hair shipment never been about me. It wasn't supposed to be. It's supposed to be about you, right? So when AT went into the volume section and he threw out the number 40,000, that is a solid number that will allow us to do a lot of different things. Number one, leverage. This entire game is leverage. The only reason we even got the first hair deal 5, 6, whatever many years ago was the leveraging of AC Green's radio show. That's it. That was it. There's no magic trick. That was it. They wanted access to his 1.8 million listeners. That was our leverage. All right. Well, that's played out. So now this is a show me the money game. And these comments, listen, we got to get some movement. I don't know how else to say it. I just got to be very direct with you. As a collective, we have to get some movement, or here's what the story would be. There's a group of Black people all across the country. They were doing well. They were going to take over the hair industry. We don't know what happened to them. That's what it would be. And that would be a painful reality to realize when we had it right here. We had it right here in our hands. All we had to do was just do it, right? And not have these fears of selling and things of this nature. Like, this is the game that we're in. We're salesmen. Some of you are aspiring to be salesmen. Now, if that's something you want to run from, you should know the richest people on the planet are salesmen. They're not software developers. They're not any of that, because none of that means anything if you don't know how to sell it. This is what made Steve Jobs brilliant. He knew how to sell Apple. Nobody else did. When he left the company, Apple was going to file bankruptcy. The software engineer didn't leave. The salesman left. So you have to get over that fear, and you just got to go do it. So now let me go into the leadership team. Now, please understand, as AT said, this is not a situation where no one else can join the leadership team. We would love to have plenty. There's room for everybody to join the leadership team. All right. But that's something, obviously, that will have to be earned more so than just given, because those on the leadership team are going to have a lot of influence in the direction of how hair shipment operates on a daily, monthly basis, and what direction to go in the future. But I challenge you all to join the leadership team. We need it. We need it. All right. So at this point, oh yes, going back into the leadership team, and then AT spoke about the core team. So again, this is just being extremely direct with you so that we're all on the same page, and we're all having an understanding of what the task is at hand. All right. Now, In order for hair shipment to continue, in order for you to have access to the opportunity to sell as much hair as you want and make as much profit as you want, because that's totally up to you. No one is stopping you from doing that. That is a decision that you can make. In order for that to happen, hair shipment has to move hair every month. That's just, none of this is going to happen if no hair is being bought. I'm just calling it what it is. All right. So what we want to introduce is what we're going to call our core team. And the core team is the team of people that are committed to the movement. They're committed to the movement. Not only are they committed to themselves, obviously, and being able to build their own business, but they also understand that what difference do it make if I have this great business going on, no one else has a great business, and then hair shipment dies? Because that can happen. And now you're scrambling looking for another vendor, and you're trying to do these things on your own when it don't have to be that way. If we all just pitch in, because I can't carry it, I'm not going to carry it anymore. So I literally can't afford to. I did it as long as I could. And that's not to say that I'm without fault, because I'm not. So is some of that self-inflicted? Sure, that's fine. I don't have a problem with accountability, but the reality of the situation is we're here now. And what are we going to do about it? All right. So when AT spoke about the core team is a group of people that understands the responsibility to the movement. They understand what it needs. And they also have the understanding of, you know what? I need to order hair every month, and I need to move it every month. Period. Now, how much or how less or whatever the case may be, that's going to be up to you. Obviously, no one is putting any, mandatory. It got to be $700-800 type. No, that's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is, you know that you not only owe it to yourself, but you owe it to the movement that I need to move hair every month. So the problem before, and the way that, listen, if you're looking at purchasing hair every month as an expense, right? Like, oh, I got to buy hair. That's more money I have to spend. And you're not connecting the other dots of, it's actually an asset that I could sell. Like, you can't look at this the wrong way, because if you look at it the wrong way, it will be the wrong way. And then we're doing the same dance again. And I don't want to continue to do that dance. I don't have the time nor the energy to want to do that dance, but I do have the time and the energy to move this thing forward as we all agreed upon, but we can't do that if we're not moving here. And that's just the reality of where we are. So the core team, we want to have this established going into August. We want July to be the month where we're still working things out. We're still getting this information out to people, and we want to go into August 1st. We know exactly who's on the core team. They know what their obligations are, not only to themselves, but to the movement, and keeping hair shipment alive, keeping this alive. Because as AT said, here's something that I really want you to think about. If we do this the right way, and we never want to put the entire onus of the company on the core team. That's not the point. That first of all, the core team should grow. Number one, so it shouldn't be the same people purchasing hair all the time. It should that defeats the purpose. It should grow, and at that point, it take care of itself. But if you look at this the correct way, we all think about, man, I wish I had the opportunity to do this. Had I known, I would have did this. I wish somebody would have told me about, right? Listen, we can make it. We can make this be whatever we want it to be. We got it right here in our hands at this very moment. But if we just sit it on the side, then it's not going to have any value. The point of me saying that is this: if we work this business collectively as a unit, there is no shortage of Black women on the planet. Like, think big. There's not a shortage of Black women. So that means we can make as much money as we want for as how long as we want. Because if we have the volume, let me tell you how this game go. When you have the volume, don't ask me how, but somehow vendors figure out who you are. All right. When you start moving a lot of weight like that, somehow or another, they get in contact with you and deals get worked out. That's what you want. You want the feeding frenzy over hair shipment, because now that allows myself and AC to create this environment of like, hey, listen, this is what they got. What you gonna do? You're not? Okay, we're going over here. That's the ultimate power of how we control our part of the industry. It's because we got the volume to dictate it. But I can assure you this, for anybody that has complaint about hair, let me also address that. Number one, you're dealing with human hair. So that means that the hair is not going to be perfect every single time. So if you're expecting perfection, what you're asking for is synthetic hair. That's what you're asking for. You just don't know it, because that's the only time that someone can guarantee you that the hair is perfect, because it's not human. So I ask you, because I'm sure all of you all consider yourselves human. Does your hair look the exact same every day? Hell, some of you all's hair don't even look the same from 20 years ago, right? Because you're human. So human hair is not always going to be the exact same. Honestly, that's how you know the hair is real. Because if you get the same exact texture and the same exact softness and the same exact shine, that's the telltale sign right there. That hair's been messed with, because human hair is never always going to look the exact same or the same exact shade of black or brown or natural, whatever the case may be. But with that being said, if you want to get as close as possible to what you would think perfect hair looks like, or having access to those different groups that have that hair, the different groups that have that hair, we got to have a volume. No volume, no leverage, no leverage. I mean, what are we doing? We're not using what we have. Our greatest asset, believe it or not, our greatest asset right now is 63 of us on this meeting. The greatest asset that we have is if we all get on one accord and we unify and we understand what we need to do. We understand, yeah, that may take some sacrifice. That may take some, oh, I can't go kick it. I need to go take this class. Oh, I can't get my nails done because I need to buy some hair and sell it. Whatever that looks like. Yeah, that's some of that's going to have to happen. But if we work as one mind, it can happen, and it can reap a lot of rewards for everybody. Everybody can be profitable. But if we decide to redo this thing and just do it individually, then is probably going to be more of the same. So again, as AT said, in regards to the bulk of the complaints, again, I didn't take any of them personal. I look forward to providing solutions to them as best as I can. In fact, I'm going to give a few solutions right now. I think that, and I'm going to put this in the chat for you all to have. There's two. Look, I'll start with this one. The first link that I'm putting in the chat is trafficsalesandprofit.com. I want you all to know that I am a resource. I'm not the resource. So you should be getting your knowledge from a lot of different places. All right. Now, trafficsalesandprofit.com is one of the biggest, most successful Black entrepreneurial groups on the planet. All right. I want you all, everybody, if I could make it mandatory where you can buy hair until you register with this group, I would, because all of you all should be a part of this group. Lamar Tyler, which is the leader of this group, he actually just had Magic Johnson speak at his last event. All right. Like when I say big time, Lamar Tyler is big time, and there's a wealth of information that's in this group. They have a free Facebook group. It's a very tight knit group. Everybody, yeah, Tasha, yeah, they just had it. It was featuring one of my good friends. But anyway, everybody should register with that, and then smartpassiveincome.com. Let me just make sure this is the correct link. So that's the first one. And the second one that I want,
Chase, tell them what that group does.
who traffic, sales, and profit,
Yes.
is right there in the name. They're going to teach you how to get traffic, how to get sales, how to convert it to profit. So literally, especially those of you that are novice when it comes to sales and things of that nature and what that actually looks like, this is the group for you. So I'm actually going to share my screen for a second so you can see how big this guy is. This is the event he just had this past weekend. That's Lamar, that's his wife. I think you all know who that is. He was the featured guest speaker. He has tons of free resources. Here's the free Facebook group right here. This is the mastermind team. He has the Propel team. He has a lot of different things for you to use for your business. Again, I advise every last single one of you, even if you have a different business, maybe you don't have a hair business, whatever, it don't matter. Everybody should be a part of this. Then I also want to introduce you all to SPI, which is smartpassiveincome.com. Smartpassiveincome.com is ran by Pat Flynn, which is this guy right here. He has an incredible story on how he was forced to become an entrepreneur. He actually got fired from his job. But this guy has a ton of resources, especially for you all that want to make money over the internet. All right. Smartpassiveincome.com. You want to be a part of this, sign up for his newsletter. He has a lot of different things, a lot of different courses, a lot of different tools for you to be able to use to help you take your business to the next level. I learned about Pat Flynn maybe 2008. And I remember when he posted his first earnings report from an ebook that he wrote, he made like $2,000 the first month. Pat Flynn is making probably close to about $300,000 or $400,000 a month now. But I remember seeing that journey and what it looks like. Very brilliant guy. But those two websites, all of you all should be on all the time, keeping up to date with the information that's being put out there, because it's a lot of great stuff, and it's free for you to start with both of them. And obviously they have their paid content and paid things and things of that nature. That's up to you if you want to go that far. I know we're not going to get to everything, but I know one of the, I wanted to show this too real quick, and then I'll introduce the leadership team, and then we will kind of go into what the future is, and then we'll wrap up for the night. So I know another thing that was brought to my attention was you all being able to converse with one another. So I don't think, and then we're going to introduce this into a different class, but Hair Shipment has its own social media in the portal. All right. So if you click these three dots here, you can actually go to the news feed. This is your own profile here. So if I click here, I can see my own profile. But this is the actual news feed where you can type in any type of post you want. You can add any picture you want. If you want to add a GIF, whatever. If you want to tag people, okay, you can tag. I can tag. This is a different AT, but I can tag AT like, hey, yo, what do you think of this wig? Whatever the case may be. All right. So you all already have access to one another. It'll also show you who's active on the site. If it has a green dot, that means they're active. Show you who's the newest people on the site, who's the most popular, so on and so forth. All right. You have your own profile. You can upload your own photos. You can have your own forums. You know, it's a lot of different ways for you all to interact with each other on the portal website. So you actually already have access to that. So stuff like that, it seems like maybe it's just some things that you missed or that you didn't catch or whatever the case may be. Nonetheless, we will go over all that stuff so that you have access to everybody without having to like get their personal information. You don't have to get, if that person elects to give it to you, then, obviously so be it. But yeah. So we already have access to that. Oh, I know one of the biggest things too was stock options and sending weekly reports of what's low in stock, what's not low in stock, things of that nature. By all means, I can definitely do a better job of that. Let's see. We also were talking about coming up with a wig supply, like a wig supply solution team. And what we mean by that is gathering or asking everybody who makes wigs, like being able to create a team where if you need to get a wig made, you know who to go to, right? You basically got a team of wig makers, and you can use that to your advantage because you can have a client that wants a custom wig. You got a team of people that make a custom wig. Now, obviously, you all got to split the profit. I mean, that makes sense, right? But some profit equals, that's a lot more than zero profit, right? So being able to use the resources that we have amongst the group, I think we all can do better in that, because I think there are a lot of special people that are in hair shipment from all different walks of life, from different regions across the United States. And I think we could use that to our advantage. So here's the great thing. Here's the great news. The great news is usually companies like this stop because of a manufacturing issue. We don't necessarily have that issue. We don't have any leverage right now. But the greatest thing that we have is that we're small and we're under the radar, and there's really no head on a snake. That was the point. So if we ever got to the point where we started growing exponentially, they wouldn't necessarily know who the leader of hair shipment is or how to really attack us. So we're guarded there. But what we have to do, again, not to beat a dead horse, is take advantage of what we currently have right now. All right, because if we don't take advantage of what we have right now, I cannot guarantee you how long or how long this thing can go on in its current state. Because right now it's not good. All right. So with that being said, I want to introduce, and I saw some questions like, well, how did they get to be on the leadership team and who are they? So who we have on the leadership team is, let me introduce Tasha Morris. You all already met AT, and then Jackie Thompson from LA. These are going to be your three main core people on the leadership team. Each is going to cover a different region. All right. And then this is who you're going to see majority of the time in your meetings, in your weekly meetings as well. Now, how did they become the leadership team? Is an interesting question. So we had we did a meeting, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you all were the only ones that showed up, right, AT?
That's right.
Right. And I'll tell you all the truth.
We showed up and we volunteered.
Yeah,
We believe in hair shipment.
I
Right.
showed up, but I didn't ask to be a leader, but I showed up on all meetings, and they did a wonderful job. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, Mary, you was there. Yep.
Yes, a lot of people.
Yes, indeed.
And so
I love you all. Thank you.
and
God
and
bless
so
you.
this is why I made them the leadership team. Everyone, I'm gonna, again, it's nothing to lie for. We playing with house money. It's nothing to lose.
Right.
I was at a point where I was ready to just really say, you know what, I'm out. I'm done. That's it. It's a wrap. Y'all figure it out. Like I was really coming with that message, simply it was just, and I don't have to get into everything, but long story short, James Miller, I'll say his name, whoever the hell that person is, was able to get us for $4,500 worth of fraud. I had already paid for the hair, so I had to pay the $4,500 back to his bank. That's money that came out of my you get what I'm saying, out of my personal account. And it was a slew of other things that kind of happened with hair shipment. And it was like, you know what? That's it. I'm out. And so I called the meeting, and they were the only ones that showed up. And to my surprise, they were like, nah, man, we can't let you do it. I was like, what you mean? They was like, nah, can't do it, man. Hair shipment, it means too much to everybody. And once I actually heard them speak about, not obviously dealing with my shortcomings as a leader, but being able to look past that and say, yeah, you had your shortcomings, but we had our shortcomings too. And we all can do better.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we all can put a better foot forward when it comes to this, right? And once I had it, man, we was on that Zoom for what, 2-3 hours? It was a long time. We were on there for a long time. And I remember how I felt afterwards. And it was like, you know what? They're right. They are right. Let's give this thing another shot, and let's see who wants to join us in really revamping this thing back up and getting it to its full potential, right? Because hair shipment we can do this. Listen, it's simple and complex, but it's really more simple. And what I mean by that is this: the simplicity of it is we have every advantage that we can ask for. All right. We have a direct connection to China. All right. Trust me when I tell you, that's not easy to accomplish. All right. Hell, when I came to North Carolina, Brother Dudley was impressed that I was able to get that pulled off. He was trying to do it back in the day, and he couldn't do it. Remember, he was talking to me about that.
That's right. That's right. We know.
Yeah, of him being able, trying to do it and not being able to accomplish it. So trust me when I tell you, being able to have a direct arm in a different country in which the entire product is made, that's not something to like just like, well, that's cool. No, that's 75% of the battle.
Yes.
Trust me when I tell you. All right. And listen, any of you all, listen, I challenge you, get on a plane, fly to China. I want you to try to walk in one of those factories and say, you know what? Here's what I want. You call me back and you let me know how that go. They might put you in jail like the people in Russia doing with that basketball player. I'm not playing.
Right. Security.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we have a lot of the good stuff on our side. We just got to do it. We got to use it. So like one thing that I told AT, I said, regardless of my disposition towards the Koreans and how they locked us out of the industry, what you have to admire about them is that they already gave us the blueprint. Listen to me I'm about to bring this all home for you all. Then I'll open up for some questions. But trust me, listen to what I'm about to say. They gave us the blueprint on how to run this hair industry. And the blueprint is this: you have to work as a mafia, as a family, as one conglomerate. That's what they did. This is how they made $300 billion in 30 years. All right. And what I mean by that is this: what they did across every major city across this country is that they worked as one by saying, okay, I'm going to take this 3-mile radius. Now, AT, you're going to take that 3-mile radius. Well, I don't like that area. It ain't about what you like. I didn't ask you what you like. I'm telling you, you're going to take that 3-mile radius so that we can get that money from those Black people in that community. I didn't say you had to live there. I said go work there. Okay. Now, Mary, you're going to take the West Side. I don't like the West Side. You keep telling me about what you like. This ain't about what you like. It's about what needs to get done so that we can control what we want to control. They gave us the blueprint. Do you all, is that making sense to you all?
Yes,
All
it
we
is.
have
Yes,
to do,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
all we have to do
Yes.
is follow what's been done to us. Do it back. Do exactly what they're doing to you. And I guarantee you, in 30 years, we can look back and say, damn, look at all the millionaires. They pulled that off. And they ain't gonna have a pot to piss in because they ain't gonna know how it happened.
Right.
They ain't even know that. You get what I'm saying? But that's the secret. The secret is they work, and to this day, work is one. And they have an agreement amongst each other. It's not about if I like that Korean family or not. I'm speaking of how their Korean alliance work. It's not based upon I love this Korean family. No, that's not, they don't, half of them don't like each other. Trust me when I tell you, but it ain't about liking. It's about us working together to keep the damn power away from anybody else.
Right.
Because what they, let me tell you, while we're discussing what we don't like, let me tell you what they're doing. Yeah, I don't like this person, but I understand if he control his block, I'm gonna control my block, she gonna control her block, we all gonna be rich. And that's the main thing. You notice I'm not talking about liking and loving and my emotions and how I feel. This is business. It ain't about your feelings. It's about either we gonna do it or we ain't. Now, for those that got feelings, let me just ask you a very direct question. Have those feelings brought you in any profit? I'm gonna tell you the answer is no. Because feelings don't make money. Feelings make you feel a certain type of way, but it ain't gonna make nothing pop. So we have to follow the blueprint of what they already given us. That's who we need to study. The Koreans. They showed you how to do it. They came to a land, they barely spoke English, and they got $300 billion. They didn't know not one Black person in this country. They got 300 billion. All right. So we Black, we got access to the hair, we speak English, and the entire 75% of the clientele look just like us. Where's our $300 billion at? Because I'm trying to figure out what's the problem.
It's in the wrong pocket.
And again, this is not to say that I'm without fault. I'm just saying, what's our excuse to not do what they did? And we don't have to go and invest in a physical store if you don't want to. So that's where we are. All right. I want to give a quick second to introduce Tasha Morris from Chicago, who's also was very instrumental in that small meeting that we had. And Tasha's one of my first. Tasha was here before any of this mastermind stuff. And Tasha, I know Tasha personally. So, her words carry a lot of weight with me. So with that being said, I think Tasha is going to make a great leader. She has a huge heart. And if you all knew what was on her plate and the sacrifices she made to learn, and you see how I threw out some names and she knew who they were. You get what I'm saying? Like Tasha has one hell of a story, but if you need a story of someone that's resilient and they don't make excuses, they make it happen, I want to introduce Tasha Morris. Tasha Morris, go ahead and say a few words to the people.
How y'all doing? Thank you for the nice introduction, Chase.
Yeah. Hold on. And real quick, one thing you're going to learn about Tasha, she's going to change her background screen like 7
Look, at least
Like,
that's
she-
Go girl.
that's my gift card. That's the gift card. So yeah, my name is Tasha. I've been with Chase since like 2017, 2018. I don't sell a lot of hair because he be talking about me not wanting to sell, but you know, I be learning. I have a disabled child that I'm taking care of too. Well, she's an adult. She's 25, but yeah, it's just a lot going on. I'm sorry, it's a lot going on over here, but I have a certification and Facebook ads with Meta. Well, it's called Meta now, and I also am doing women entrepreneur certification through Cornell University right now, and that's about it. But I help on the marketing and stuff, marketing side. And there was another young lady named Pamela Bell who said that she's able to help out with that as part of the core team to help everybody get acclimated. Hold on a second.
And one thing that I want to say too, real quick, is if you have a skill, you have a skill set that you know can help everyone else, bring it forward.
We want it.
Yeah, let the leadership team know so that we can listen. We are supposed to use each other. We're not supposed to misuse each other. It's a difference. I'm supposed to use you. You're supposed to use me. All right. So I'm asking you, if you have a skill set, someone like Pamela Bell, I know some of you all have worked corporate jobs in the marketing departments. I can't remember the lady I met with you, AT. She had worked at a corporate team for like AT&T or something. But point remains, all of you all have a skill set that can help the collective. And don't cheat yourself when you do. For instance, okay, maybe you didn't work in corporate, but you are extremely charismatic. Charisma sells. All right. Charismatic can get you through a lot. All right. So being able to, like, people need to learn this stuff. And so if you have any skill set, please let us know. We would love to work with you and for being able to put you in front of the rest of Hair Shipment on display so that they can learn from you as well. So like, as Tasha said, I know she's been doing a lot of studying with the social media ads, things of that nature. So for instance, if you have a question about, okay, well, I want to run a Facebook ad, or when should I post, or whatever, that's probably something that you could do what? Utilize Tasha for, because she's certified and been taking courses in that type of stuff. Guerrilla marketing, being able to look somebody in the eye and sell. You're not going to get better than AT. AT's not scared of sales. All right. You heard the man say they went door to door. Now, no one's asking you to do that, but I'm just telling you the experience he has with being able to literally, like, hear me out on what I'm trying to tell you, make a great living and was highly successful doing it in his heyday. So you're talking about a person that has years of objections and excuses of why somebody can't buy. And the last time I checked, because I did get a chance to go to Mr. Dudley's house, he ain't hurting for no money. So that means they did pretty well. All right. Did extremely, extremely well. So we have to utilize each other as resources. All right. So at this point, what I want to do very quickly, because I know it's late on the East Coast. Let me introduce real quick from LA. She's also our musical entertainment for tonight. Jackie's going to sing us a song. I'm joking, Jackie. I'm not going to put you on Front Street.
You all right. I'm actually on my way to rehearsal. That's good.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, bless your heart.
so Jackie is also on our leader team. Jackie's also an excellent singer. But Jackie is going to represent the West Coast. AT has the East, and Tasha has the Midwest. So these are going to be your leaders. And trust me when I tell you, I was beyond impressed with everything that they brought to my attention, how they brought it, and the mere fact that they didn't just bring complaints, they brought solutions as well. So before I could even have solutions to some of these issues, they're like, look, Chase, this is how we fix it. We can do da 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 da. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? From the very beginning, one thing that I did that I think was a critical mistake was not involving you all in regards to the leadership of hair shipment. Like I sometimes I have this bullheaded mentality where it's like I do it myself, right? And this is something that I should have done a long time ago. I think what's important to understand is that hey, I'm learning too. And we're learning together. And I think the greatest thing is to make adjustments as you go. So that is what we are doing. So at this point, I want to take a few questions and then we'll wrap up. And the next meeting we will have will be after July 4th. And again, we're going to have the times of those meetings so that you can register in advance. And like we said, we're going to be working on the background with a lot of these issues so that we can hit the ground running August 1st. Also, what I'm going to do as far as via email and via text for the entire month. It won't be as aggressive as last time, but we want to have we want to be able to identify who's going to be on that core team. All right, because what I didn't get a chance to mention is that it's going to take us a little bit because we got to build the cookie pot to do this. So if we got the volume, we can do this. Is where we have, we're probably going to start off with a quarterly bonus. And then as things get rolling, we're going to have a monthly bonus pool for those that are on the core team. All right. So kind of give you an example. We're able to get hair shipment back to where, it needs to be. Then we can say, okay, we're going to take $5,000 this quarter, and this is going to be the bonus pool. And this is how you qualify for the bonus pool. And those that qualify for the bonus pool, they're going to get a piece of that 5,000. We could also do it like a competition style. All right. So there's a lot of different things that we can do if we do it as a unified unit. All right. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great.
Yes, yes.
All right. So I'm trying to, and while I'm doing this, is there anything that the leadership team wants to say? So being that AT, Tasha, or Jackie, anything that you all want to say at this moment, by all means, you can.
Yeah, I got one. I know we got to get off. You go ahead, dear.
Well, thank you, AT. I'm excited. I'm really excited about the reset for hair shipment and knowing that we're only as strong as we are banded together. You look at a rope, 3 strands on it. You can't break it, but all 3 of them together. So as a unit, we will make it. We will make it. We're going to continue to strive forward. God bless everybody. I'm on the road now, heading to rehearsal. But thank you, James, AT, Tasha, all the family that's there. God bless you.
Yeah, the one thing, Chase, I just want everybody to get a picture. We're looking for a lot of leaders. We got to cover a lot of cities. We got to cover a lot of states. We need a whole lot of people to help. And let's face it, I would love us to have 4,000 people. We just buy $10 a month. The company's solid. You keep growing. But I know we're going to probably have to have a core of 200, mostly 400 people is what I like the number. Because I already know a lot of the numbers because I know how many reps we used to have in all the major cities and how many top 100 cities there are and how many people can go into them from the Census Bureau. So I know if we get a core of 400 people as leaders, because y'all, let's face it, if we get a core of people that'll keep the company up, and then we turn around and put the money back into each other, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to cycle right back into it. And then we're going to keep it up and going. We're going to be able to grow her. But once it reach exponential growth, that means once you start doing well, other people want to join you. Because I can tell you right now, we're going to have a ton of people join. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know nobody that sit there and go, you're going to give me an investment in something, and then you're going to sell it for me if I have to. If I can't sell it, you're going to find a way to sell it for me. They coming. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know a bunch of people coming. That you got a team that'll sell it, or with an excuse, if I can do it myself on my website, I'll do it. If I don't have the skill to do that, and you're going to teach me how to do it or do it for me, I'm coming.
AT, real quick, brother, can you go into and this is a special team that AT is going to create himself. Can you go into that sales team that you're talking about, where you're going to say, hey, listen, if you buy some, for instance, let's say that someone buys some hair and they're having trouble selling it, right?
Yes.
So now they can then send the hair to you.
Yes.
You will sell it.
Yes.
And then you all will work an agreement to split the profit.
That is correct. We have ex-Dudley rights. Some of our ex-Dudley rights have manufacturing and sales forces already in place. So it's not like we got to create this. We're friends. We've been friends for a long time.
But real quick, because most people probably don't know who Mr. Dudley is.
No.
So can you explain like
yes,
his significance to
to the industry?
Yeah, to the industry as a Black man.
Yes.
Like how powerful he was in his heyday.
Absolutely.
Even still now, even with this declining health, but who, so when they hear like anybody that's been to North Carolina, you just seen his name. But if you haven't, then you probably don't know who he is. So can you explain?
Yeah, please do. I'll tell you a short view of the history. And I know we're getting late and I don't want to lose people, but I know they have to go do some things. But the precursor to everybody was S.B. Fuller out of Chicago. S.B. Fuller had 5,000 salespeople, half Black, half white. They didn't even know that that man had that much power until one day, somebody, when he went to a convention, said, he made a comment, Blacks can do really well if they're exposed to greatness. And they turned around, twisted that and said, he said, Black people don't do it because they're ignorant. So they boycotted Mr. Fuller. Now, Mr. Johnson, y'all remember Aversheen and Ultrasheen, all of them were all in the same manufacturing plant. When Mr. Johnson's building burnt down, he put them in his manufacturing facility. He used to do all kinds of products and still has them. Mr. Dudley has the rights. Mr. Dudley was one of the proteges, along with a number of people across the country who were selling door to door, house to house, y'all, at first. He came back into Chicago to help Mr. Fuller. I was part of a team that came in, but my uncle, Roy Williams, helped Dudley set up the core of Dudley products. He had a group of 50 people selling at A&T. He gave his sales force to Dudley, and they joined together and started building a network. After that, we went into the barbershops and salons. Y'all, we had 220 reps across the country selling Dudley products in barbershops and salons. That's chemicals and retail. We would go to the Bonner Brothers show. We would start the show by singing, Dudley's, we dare to be different. We go rolling through the crowd, y'all. That's how the Bonner Brothers show opened up for many a year. We used to go there and open it up with all of us, because when you see 100 Black folks in blue suits, clean cut, and doing the thing, they was really shocked by that. All Black owned, Black manufactured, Black distributed. So we set a trend when all the direct selling associations used to come together. Mr. Johnson, when Johnson Products got caught up, they got caught up because the stores said, we'll put your stuff wherever we want to. Shelf space kills you in a store. That's why I'm glad Chase has a situation where we can all go direct ourselves. Direct cannot be seen. It's invisible. You are invisible. So you can grow as big as you want. You'll never be noticed because they don't see you. Y'all know in America, Black folks are invisible. So Mr. Dudley had a large network, 220 reps, all the major cities. We were doing 4 million customers because so many salons they were going to see had so many customers. It reduced down because he changed his philosophy. He went to mail order, which just not as good as direct. That's the main reason, but there's some other things. And one day, if you have a conversation, y'all can call me, we'll talk about it. But I gained a great deal of wisdom because I was under him. I was under Mr. Fuller. Mr. Roy Williams taught me as I went along, explained it. I traveled all over the United States for Dudley. I did a lot of most things you've never seen. I've been in manufacturing, everything. Fortunately, I have a degree in biology. I went to Georgetown undergrad, so they called me bright. They did. I got accepted to law school and medical school simultaneously. My mother got upset when I left medical school based on my uncle telling me, you need to hire doctors. You don't need to be no doctor. So y'all, they called me bright. And so I was fortunate to be under very sharp millionaires for a lot of years and how to do stuff with the products and more or less philosophy, how you get things out. So I know for a fact, Chase is in the right area. Lightning only strikes y'all so many times where you can actually build a core of wealth in a community based on a product. We can expand it, but if we can get the core people together, and I told Chase a number would really work good is 400 dedicated people. And 40,000 will make it grow, because once you hit 40,000 consistently, it'll automatically take a mind of its own. It'll take on everybody. God will be there in the midst. It'll start exponentially growing. It'll grow out of control. We're going to need more than 400 people after that. You're going to need a lot of dedicated people to help keep the ship going straight. So what I was saying is this: if we can just get everybody to help us work through the issues of the past, and I know there are some, and we're going to get them done. Give us a little bit of time, and I mean it's going to happen pretty quick because we need this in a hurry. But I already know we need a lot of leadership. I mean, we need a lot of people buying a little bit of hair. And if you can't sell it, can't get your website, and we'll get it up, you'll be able to send it to a group of people that will sell it. We'll do a fair split. And then because I'm the one that always said, I'd rather have a dime out of a dollar than zero. I can't buy no hair and let it sit there. That's just not going to happen. But if I can split with somebody who sells it for me, then you don't have any excuse. If you can't sell it, we're going to find somebody to sell it. If you can't fix your website, we're going to have somebody to help you. If you want to learn how to do it, you're going to be told how to do it. But y'all know, it ain't no free. It don't work like that. And by the way, Chase, I know somebody had mentioned something about the free websites back in the day when they first started. And I can tell you that's a canned situation. I used to do that in MLM, where it comes in and it's canned. And then you have to do whatever it is as a mechanical issue. When you have a customized site, you can brand it yourself, just like I put my site up. I put my own art on it. I put everything in it. Then I get the credit. Now, if you want the credit to go to one single place and it's not structured for you and your name brand, fine. If somebody thinks they want to do that, I think we can arrange that if that's what they want to do. But you don't get as much credit when you brand it yourself. So I know there's some other things we're going to go to. We don't have time tonight to cover them. But if you have any issues, make sure we know what they are, because we're going to solve them. We are not going to sit here and let Chase fail. None of that. Chase can't fail because we're all going to push him up, period. I ain't even thought. I told him failure is not an option. We are about to push hair shipment up where lightning strikes again, and we have a group of people that get wealthy. We're not talking a little bit either. We're talking about thousands of millions. We ain't talking about a little bit. We talking about a wealth. Y'all take $1 billion and break it down. Take 10 billion, like you said, and break it down. It's a lot of millions. And the only way we're going to do that is we're going to take our hair back. The Asians don't want it no more. They sick of it. They done made so much money, and they fat, and the kids don't want it. Their kids don't want it. So we might as well go get it for our generation of children. Let's go get this money. All we got to do is get a band of people that are committed. I'm committed. I told Chase, whatever the number is, if we have 400 people, then it's $100 a month each. If it's 200 people, I'm going to be ready to commit $200 a month plus. But I can tell you right now, with the team I got, when we get to them, they're going to sell a lot of hair beyond that. Because once they understand what we're trying to do, they're going to kick in and help us out here. They understand. All my ex-Dudley rights know what it's like to have a curl product and nobody white can touch it. They know what it's like to have a relaxer and sell it ourselves. We know what it's like. We were all black-owned, black manufacturer, black distributor, and was doing very well. So we know what can do. Hair straight to us, let me tell y'all something. You have no concept of the exponential growth and how much money. You're going to sit there going, where did all this money come from? That's all you're going to be saying. That's what we used to say. We had all of it. But I can tell you, as long as we stick together, get everything rolling, and start recruiting a few more people at a time, because each one reach one, we go from 400 to 800. Each one reach one to go, we go from 800 to 1,600 people. And then y'all know you don't need but $10, $20 average each to make those goals. But y'all know we need them to still do a good amount, because what happens? We will create a natural monopoly by buying a lot of hair. They're going to be like, I ain't going to sell no $1,000 over there when I can get $1 million from them. Why would I do that? Man, they good business people now. It amazes me not know no hair, but they know how to count, y'all. They can count the money. They know exactly where to go to. And we're going to create that market for them to go to. Chase, I know we got to let people go because we're getting too late. And we got to have meetings this long from now on. But we definitely got some good things, coming.
Yeah. So
I'm excited.
Yes. So real quick, I'm going to address a few of the questions, and then we're going to wrap up for the night. And I'll see you all after the 4th. I'll send an email and text message about that, about how to sign up for the core team and so on and so forth. One question that I seen, which was definitely super old, about the online beauty supply stores, and whatever happened to those people. Never got up and running due to COVID. So what ended up happening was China shut down their borders, and which they're still kind of doing here and there, and that was that. So that kind of wrecked that idea of being able to get access to the beauty supply store side of things, the shampoo and conditioner and da 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 da. And you know what? At the end of the day, it was a blessing, because, and the reason I say that is because had we got those up and running, and then the shutdown would have happened, we just would have had a whole bunch of online beauty supply stores with absolutely no product. So that is what happened with the online beauty supply store project. Unfortunately, things like that kind of get out of control, out of my control. So that's what kind of happened with that. Someone asked, what type of hair do we have now? It's the same hair we have had, man, probably going on a year. I want to say we got this manufacturer, we in June. Yeah, so somewhere around there. Yes, actually, yeah. So we're still at the 10A, 12A, 15A hair. As I stated before, the 12A hair is here in the United States, is here in Chicago. 10A, 15A is over in China for shipping purposes, to be honest with you, and cost. It just costs too much to ship all the hair here now. No. So that hair has to stay there in order for us to keep the cost down. So a lot of questions are coming in about AT's program. Is when it's ready. So like I said before, we want to go into August 1st ready. All right, so we're going to take the month of July to get everything together. All right, and by August 1st, we should be able to identify where you are with your commitment, not only to your hair business, but to hair shipment. All right, now let me address those that don't join the core team. That doesn't mean we're not going to be here to help you. That doesn't mean that. You're invited to everything else, but we just need to know who's going to commit to rebirthing and resetting. I like what Jackie said, that to reset hair shipment, to get it to where it needs to go so that it can help everybody as a collective. Because right now we have no bargaining power whatsoever, and that's not a good spot to be in. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining us here tonight. I want to thank the leadership team for stepping up and kind of grabbing this thing by the horns and not only remotivating me, but also kind of changing the energy inside the group as a collective for us to do what it is that we need to do. Listen, we can make history, but we can't. Look, what is it? faith without works is dead. Is that how the good book said? Right?
Yes, yes, that's it.
That's right.
That's
That's
it.
it. Got to have the work.
Yeah, we gotta put in, we
That's
have
it.
to put in the work. Yeah, Dolores, I seen your comment. So that's something that we can talk at a different time. But yeah, we have to put in the work. So what we gonna do? And you notice I didn't, what are we going to do? So I want you all to think about that. Enjoy your holiday weekend. I'm not gonna go there. So enjoy the holidays if you celebrate the 4th. If you don't, I understand, but I also understand some of you all may be in the military as well. So again, I say happy 4th to you. And you all will be getting correspondence from Hair Shipment in the next few days about our next meeting, what our permanent meeting schedule is going to be. And as I said before, more future plans of moving forward with the movement. So again, thank you all for coming tonight, and we will be talking to you soon. Good night.
Good night. Great start. Great start. Great start.
Good night. Thank you all.
Great
Good
start.
night.
Great start.
Good
Great
night.
start.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Great start.
I'm selling hair for the 4th of July. That's what I'm
Good
doing.
night.
All right.
Everybody have
Hey.
I'm running a hair
Hey.
special. No joke.
All right. All right.
Blowing up. AP.
Hey. Hey.
Tasha. I'm serious.
Hey,
My
Wendy.
baby
Hey.
doing this justice with me. And we sell hair. Right now we're running a special on that Jerry curl hair.
All right.
And I got these babies like that 26, 28, that 30.
All right. All right. So we're gonna do the thing, and we'll start getting people asking about success stories. We'll have success stories on the Gorilla team. We're gonna have how you get it done, and I'm glad Tasha can take the technical side. Be ready to do that thing. That'd be great. That'd be so great. Can't wait. Callie, y'all gonna do it. It's gonna be exciting, y'all. Go excitement. If anybody needs to reach me, please reach out to me. If you need to reach Tasha, please reach out to us. And if you have anything we missed, or if you missed something, we can fill you in. So don't feel bad. We'll get you in. I'll put my number in the chat again. And Tasha has hers in there.
I have your number, but for those
Yep.
who need it, did you put it in the
My
chat?
connection is
Yep.
kind of spotty right now.
Yep. That way, everybody, if y'all need us and we missed something or you missed something, we'll catch you up. We just need a lot of leaders. We need a lot of people. And I tell people, how we know the fruit is going to be to make sure we get this money in here and get it rolling and get the company rolling. As soon as we get enough in here consistently, we're going to have plenty of best hair, best money, plenty of everything to go around for everybody. All right?
All
Well,
right.
everybody have a wonderful holiday weekend.
All right. You have a
Good
wonderful
night.
holiday weekend. Bless
Good night,
your family.
everybody. Reach out to us if you need us. We're gonna get if you have any questions that were missed, send them to us and we will get answers. We're not gonna play any games here. We're gonna get straight answers. All right?
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless too.
Bye-bye.